Hey guys, Miss Brooklyn here. Welcome back to my channel, Miss Brooklyn's BeYouty-Corner. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you exactly how I took some gorgeous bomb beauty supply store hair and made this beautiful bob wig and styled this color. So let's just jump right into the video. To make my wig, I'll be using hair from Janet Collection. This is the 613 Temple, and it comes with 3 bundles and a frontal that is 13 by 4, as you can see. You guys, you can go right to your local beauty supply store and get this temple. I highly do suggest it. The hair is amazing. Janet Collection did send it to me. And as you can see, I already made my wig. I have tons of tutorials. I'm going to go ahead and freeze blast the frontal so that the dye don't stain the lace on the frontal, because we want it to be, you know, transparent so that when we melt it to our scalp, it lays down. I'm going to take some petroleum jelly. I got this little tip from Rosh Posh, and just putting it on the lace part. Don't use a heavy hand if you use this technique. You don't want to use a heavy hand because you don't want it to actually seep through the hair. You just want it on the lace portion. And what this does is it prevents the color from staining the lace and seeping through, like I mentioned. That's all it do. Like I mentioned, I have plenty of wig tutorials, you guys. I just made a wig, and I'm gonna cut it into a bob. I get requested to do a bob so much. I'm like, you know what? Let me give y'all what y'all want. As you can see, I already cut some of the hair. I measured where I want my long bob to be, because this is going to be a long bob. So I measured where I wanted my hair to be, and now I'm just going to take my clippers and I'm going to cut I'm not going to cut on an angle because I didn't want one of those angle bobs, but I'm going to be real precise, use precision, and cut the bob, the hair, to the bob length I want and how I want it. If you want a detailed video on how to cut hair in a bob, precision, detailed, I'm talking like really giving you guys the tea, let me know. I'll do a video on that, but I'm just showing you the basics of what I did. It took me a while, you know, there is some things that you need to do, but you know, just to show you the basics of me cutting a bob, here you go. Alright, so now that I cut it to the length that I want, now I'm just going to go ahead and use my shears, and I'm going to cut layers into the bob. One of the things I find that makes a beautiful bob and a bob that moves and flows is if it's light and airy. So lots of layers will do that for you. I was using the wrong shears in this video. I couldn't find my brand new one, so I was struggling a little bit, but I got it done. Like I said, I will definitely do a video, a tutorial specifically solely on detail cutting a bob and layers and things of that sort. I do want to mention I am self-taught. My mother was a cosmetologist, as well as a chef. She actually owned a salon, and I grew up watching my mother do hair, and also when I got of age, she had me working in her salon. So, you know, I like to say that I'm self-taught. I just learned watching my mom and learning from my mother, owning a salon and having her own clientele and things of that sort. It was her weekend hustle when she wasn't in the kitchen whipping it up. Because, yeah, she's a culinary chef and she's also a cosmetologist. You already know, black mothers hustle. All right? And so, yeah, this is how I came into the whole art of doing hair and things of that sort. So, yeah, just a little backstory for y'all. So I'm very pleased with how it's looking so far. You definitely can see the layers. You definitely can see how light it is. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and do the base of my hair. And this is where things went completely wrong, because in the store, when I went to Sally's to get these ion hair colors, it looked like it would have been the right shade of brown just to do the base of the blonde so that it can melt nicely into my scalp. Girl, no, it turned the blonde platinum. I don't think it was the right shade. I'm going to go back and do some more research on the right brown shades to do the roots of any hair coloring that I'm doing when it comes to having blonde hair. Anyway, I followed the package directions and proceeded to add the color. You're going to see later on when it starts to shift what happened. It literally turned the hair silver platinum, like literally. To do this, I'm using a feather brush. This is something I picked up from LaRasia Andrea. I love her. That is my poo. Okay, Stylish Fairy. Red Fairy, LaRasia Andrea here on YouTube, she is the mother of coloring. I get so inspired by her. Oh my gosh, one day I'm gonna recreate any of her colors that she has done. I love watching her. She's just so inspirational, and she's such a great teacher. She gave the tip on using a feather brush when you're doing the roots of your frontals. So I mean, it is a major tip, actually life changing, because I was using a comb before, but I really do like using a feather brush. So just a tip for you guys. I'll link her channel down below for you guys if you're interested in seeing who I'm speaking about, if you don't know who she is, but I'm pretty sure we all know who she is. That's this right there. So halfway through putting the color, look what happened. It started turning platinum. I didn't take it serious, but then I had to run and rinse the hair out. So this is what I have right now. Just some ramen noodles that are damp. I'm just joking. But yeah, I'm going to turn it around so that you guys can see. Look, the hair is freaking platinum. Like, oh my gosh. But, you know, I wind up fixing it. Let's move on to what we're going to use to color the hair. So I wanted orange, and for this hair color, I'm going to be using Arctic Fox Sunset Orange with some Flaming Orange from Temptation Kiss Colors. Okay, I love their products. And I am also going to be using two other colors, which I'll show you later on in the video. But to first start off, for the very ends, I'm going to be using Flaming Orange solely by itself. I wanted the ends to be the most powerful, the most rambunctious, fiery orange there is. Like, I literally wanted to look like a flame. You know how flames is really, really bright, but it has hints of yellow, hints of gold, I mean, and hints of maybe a little orangey red. So that's why I'm using Flaming Orange on the bottom. And all I'm doing here is just, I'm stopping at a point that's feasible for me. So if you do decide to recreate this wig, you can stop, you can choose to do your stopping point at any point. Obviously, if you have longer bundles, you're gonna stop a lot higher, but this is a bob, and so I'm fine with where I'm stopping. Alright, so now I'm going to start with the Arctic Fox Orange, Sunset Orange. And ew, that's coming out looking like poop. That's so nasty. Anyway, I'm going to be using this orange to do the majority of the hair. I will show you as we get higher to the top how I thin it out to give it more of a peach tint and what I do. But it's fairly simple. You're just going to lather this on. Make sure you're getting every part of the hair. You're getting in between top and bottom. Look at that gradient. It's so pretty. This is a really, really, really pretty orange. I really like it. And again, I shear it out a little bit so that I can get more of a peachy tone in the center and around the perimeters of the hair. I'm going to teach you the little trick that I do so that I can get like a lighter shade of orange. As you can see, I'm using my brush strokes and I'm brushing downwards, but I'm also brushing upwards. The way to shear out a color is by not applying too much color and going over it. You can also use conditioner, but I didn't want to waste my silicone mix conditioner because if you're going to use a white conditioner, I would say use a very cheap white conditioner, which you can do that. But I've learned that I can shear color out with the actual brush. It's about applying the least amount of pressure and not constantly going over it many, many times. It's like art. If you think of it as a canvas and your brushes as a canvas and your tools, if you want to shear it out, just apply the least amount of pressure and just rake it through. What happens is it begins to create a foam, and the foam base, I take it and start to spread it onto the hair, if that makes any sense. And just the smallest amount of color being deposited allows you to get high tones, low tones, and different dimensions of a color. That's the best way I could describe it. I literally just apply the smallest amount of color, deposit the smallest amount of color, shear it out, and just light hand pressure, and it changes and shifts the shade. That's it. So this is what we have so far. Look at the beautiful gradient between the colors. Right now, we're going to play with a little bit more dimension. I'm going to add different tones in the hair so that I can get like a gold effect, kind of like a yellowish gold effect. So I'm getting closer to the root of the hair. I'm just going to spray it with more Got To Be Free spray so that my lace don't get stained. I'm going to use the Adore Sunset Orange mixed with the Cajun Spice from Temptation Kiss Colors. And basically, the Cajun Spice has a very golden undertone, and adding a couple of drops of the Sunset Orange, because it's a yellowy orange, is going to give me a golden shade. I literally just add like a little, the smallest amount of the Sunset Orange from Adore to give me that shade. As you can see, it's already given me a yellowish orangey shade, and then when I hit it off and make it and deepen it, it's going to turn a little bit golden. You're going to see a lot more of the golden shade. As you can see, the shades are coming through right now. Like, I see it on the screen. I don't know if you can, but I definitely see it. One of the things that I do with my wigs is I blend. I am obsessed with blending colors properly. I don't want you to see where a color begins and where a color ends. It literally has to be a gradient fade. I am a blender, okay? I want to be queen of blending, but yeah, blend, 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 blend is so important when you're coloring hair. And so that's what I'm doing with my fine tooth comb. I am blending. You're not going to see where it starts or ends. At this point, I'm just taking more of the Cajun Spice and Sunset Orange mix, and I am adding high tones and low tones in the hair of the golden orange that I wanted, and the yellow, just giving it more of a gold and yellow tint, you know, like flames. And that's what I'm doing here. To do the roots, all I did was mix equal parts of the Arctic Fox Sunset Orange and the Kiss Colors Tint Nation and Cajun Spice. I added more Cajun Spice than Arctic Fox now that I think about it, because I wanted the roots a little deeper, and simply because, once again, I want the hair to melt beautifully against my skin tone. It's all about making your complexion and the hair become one, and that's what I did. And that's it. That's how we colored our hair. I let it sit for approximately 8 hours until it was dry. Then I deep conditioned it in silicone mix the very next day for approximately 4 or 5 hours, and then I let it air dry. Once it air dried, this is what we have here. Oh my gosh, like, I was super hyped. This hair looks gorgeous. Like, oh my gosh, can you see the high and low tones and the highlights and the yellow and the peach and the orange? My camera does this here no justice. Let me just say this now, okay? All I'm gonna do is protect my hair with some color protectant, heat protectant spray. I'll list it down below, the name of it exactly, but it's just to protect your hair color and heat. That's it, because I'm gonna flat iron the hair. And I began flat ironing the hair. I just wanted to show you how beautiful the hair is. Like, can you see this? I don't want a crazy bump on the hair. I want it straight. But just to show you how beautiful and sleek this hair is. This is Beauty Supply Store hair, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this hair. And it's at this point you can actually see my gradients color. You can see where the colors shift, where it has high tones, low tones, golden, orangey, yellow, peach. I mean, it's perfect. And I just want to show you the sheen and the luster on the hair and how beautiful this hair from Janet collection is. It's absolutely gorgeous. And guess what? It does not mat up. It does not tangle. There is some shedding, but there is no matting. There's no tangling or nothing like that. Like, it's absurd. Absurd. Like I said, I'm just flat ironing the hair. Nothing special, just running the iron through, making sure it's nice and sleek. And as I get to the top, you can see a lot more dimension. Like, look at that. Look at that color dimension. Oh my gosh. I love this wig. Like, I love it.
Never know when I slide out, 19 in my Nina. Never know when I slide out, 19 in my Nina. Never know when I slide out, 19 in my Nina.
Flat ironing is done. Like I said, I just did a simple press and just a slight curve. Nothing crazy. This is what the hair looks like. Stiff wear, boo-boo. Okay, stiff wear, hunty, wear. Stiff wear. All right, guys, this is it. This is the tutorial. This is exactly how I got my bob and my hair color. I really freaking love it. Shout out to you guys for stressing me to do a bob. And I know it is a long bob, but look, okay, we gotta start somewhere. If you guys enjoyed this video, please thumbs it up. If you have any questions, please leave it down below. Again, links are down in the description box. Follow me on social media. I love you all, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.